How's it going, everybody? It is iVisual. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day, and welcome back to another Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle versus Aaron over here. This is for a Draft League war I was a part of a few months ago, actually. I'll give you some backstory over here, but first you can see his draft on the right there, and my draft on the left right there. Since I know a lot of people have questions like, what the heck is a Draft League? And what are those points meaning next to your Pokemon? I see a lot of comments like that. So hopefully this will help you out understand. And just for this first week and second week, because I'm going to put two battles in this video for week 1 and week 2. So you can see all the competing leagues right here. I'm part of the PGBL, and we'll be battling BBL as the first week. And here's some rules for this draft league as well, so people can understand. You know, pause it a little bit if you want to read it all. I'm not going to read it all, but basically those are all the rules and battle rules right there. A few banned things. A lot of the Smogon rules are applied in the draft league most of the time. And yeah, we got 100-point limits, 2 Z-move users per team, 8 battlers selected by the league captain. This league consists of 8 teams from various Wi-Fi leagues. It's pretty cool, actually, pretty fun. Here's the rosters, all the people that are part of it and that are in each draft league that are competing. These are all their drafts. You can look at them if you want to pause. There's a lot. But right here is PGBL. All those guys. I'll show you the PGBL page as well. This is the draft board that we drafted from. All the Pokemon are tiered in their own sections. 18 being the highest. Celesteela, Kieran Black, they're really good in draft. So there's a lot of banned mons as well, you can see on the left. And basically you gotta compose a team and compile a team, I guess, with 100 points, and pick 2 Z-move users. This is the team chart as well, just some more Pokemon pictures, a little bit more prettier as well, with all the people in it. I'm going really fast because I just want to get to the battle, and you can pause it if you want, just looking at it. But this is the PGBL page, and this is my draft. And everyone else that is a part of the PGBL, that we're all teammates, and we all have to draft a team, and we can't pick the same Pokemon as well. So we all work together in, you know, choosing which Pokemon we want. And I got this pretty nice team with Celesteela Z-move and Tyranium Z-move. I like that a lot. And I picked Electric for 1 point, which is pretty nice Pokemon. It's Levitator, it's Electric type. You can run a Violate on there, and pretty good defensive stats, actually. Mega Medicham goes in. Bombi goes in with Sticky Webs. I like it with Tyranium a lot. This team just works really well. And then we got Annoying Suicune and Serperior. I picked a lot of annoying mons, I know. But yeah, that's that. Now, let's show you the team that I'm bringing versus him, actually. Versus Aaron over here. But first, actually, let's look at his draft. He has Tapu Bulu, Zeraora, Hawlucha, Mega Camera, Toxapex, Kartana, Z-move, Hydreigon, Uxie, and Matang. So notable threats are definitely that Kartana. I was really scared of that, and Zeraora as well, because they're both the Z-movers and they could really bust through my team. So I was thinking of just running Sticky Webs and maybe trying to break through him first, since he has a very offensive team, except for like Toxapex. But he definitely could run some defense. Like Hydreigon's pretty good, Uxie's pretty good. Like they can run defensive sets, even Bulu too. So yeah, I'll show you the team that I'm bringing now. Hide that, hide that. I'm bringing a Life Orb Nidoking with max HP, a little bit of defense and speed EVs with rocks and 3 attacks. I wanted to bring Shadow Ball. Actually, let me pop up his team again right there so you can see it and make it a little smaller as well. There we go. So Sticky Webs or Bombi, I wanted to run some special defense on it as well. Just to take hits from Hydreigon maybe. Bug Buzz, Stun Spore, really nice Focus Sash lead with Roost. Just in case, maybe Stun Spore a lot of his team. A lot of defense on this Uxie with Colbur Berry, so I can maybe get some damage up on Hydreigon with Dazzling Gleam, Hidden Power Fire, his Kartana. I can take a knockoff and maybe Leaf Blades. U-turn for Momentum, all that jazz. And then Psychic, just 4 attacks, Uxie. I brought Citrus Berry, Celesteela with Autotomize, Earthquake, Acrobatics. Acrobatics hits a lot of his team, and Earthquake is just mainly there if Zeraora or Matang is out, and maybe I'm behind a substitute, maybe I'm not, maybe I have enough attack to knock them out. Hopefully the Grass Train is not up as well. Superior Agua Berry, it goes in with Glare and Sub. That thing is annoying as hell. It's nasty. It is nasty to play against. And then just Calm Mind, Sub, Scald, Ice Beam, Suicune. Ice Beam for like Bulu. Does extra damage to Howlucha maybe, and does extra damage to Karton and Hydreigon as well. So that's that's the team. It's a pretty interesting team that I'm bringing because it's like a lot of bulky mons, but they're running up more offensive sets than usual, like Suicune, Celesteela. But Suicune is known for pressure stalling and all that. Let me just scroll down a little bit more so you can see it. So yeah, that's the team. Now let's get into the battle. So, looking at what he brought. He brought Mega Camerupt, which I didn't expect actually. I didn't think he would bring that. I thought he was going to bring like maybe Toxapex over that, but I guess it's a pretty offensive team. Maybe even could be Trick Room. Trick Room is pretty terrifying. It can stop my Sticky Webs from really doing much. And other than that, Celesteela looks like it can go in. If I can maybe set up on Uxie, that's the plan. And yeah, let's just jump into it. So I wanted to lead off with Rabombi Sticky Webs because mainly that's how my team is going to operate versus his. And he opts to lead off with Uxie, so that's really good for me because he might be scared out by Bug Buzz, but he's actually not. So I could have got some chip damage off on this Uxie if I wanted to. He just opts to U-turn, which is really smart because if I was Focus Sash, and it could break my Focus Sash, and then maybe he can go into Zeraora here and knock me out. But I do want to switch out into my Nidoking because I expect him to maybe want to go for a Plasma Fist, and Nidoking could scare him out too. But it makes a nice play going for the knockoff, expecting Nidoking to come out, and gets rid of my Life Orb. So I want to get my rocks up here, get all my hazards, and just start trying to, you know, sweep his team. So he brings an Uxie, which is smart since Uxie was mainly there probably for Mega Metacham. Since I didn't bring Mega Metacham, he can pretty freely just bring it in versus Nidoking. Nidoking doesn't have much else other than like Shadow Ball or Sludge Wave to hit it. I brought Shadow Ball for the Uxie. I didn't really want to bring Sludge Wave, and Shadow Ball also hits Matang as well. So pretty neutral, you know, damage versus a lot of his Pokemon and his perspective damage. So I brought in Celesteela after Nidoking got knocked out. I just want to chip damage on the Uxie, and he actually is packing Thunder, which really hurts me. I didn't expect that, and gets an unfortunate pair right there, 30% chance I do believe. But it does allow me to eat my berry, and I get a substitute off, so that's nice. And as well, he misses the Thunder right there, so I get to Autotomize. So I'm raising my speed. Now I'm at neutral speed since Para is just halving your speed, and then I rose it by 2, so pretty much at neutral speed. And now I'm going to go for another Autotomize because I want to make sure that I outspeed everything on his team. Hydreigon, since Hydreigon's not affected by the Levitate. He does break my sub right there with a Thunder. Hopefully he doesn't hit another Thunder. That's what I'm praying for, and he does. It does a lot of damage, but Celesteela luckily does live it right there. And I'm praying that I can knock out this Uxie as well, and I do. So Kaguya goes down, and it's funny because Celesteela is actually kind of like based off of Kaguya, so his Kaguya kind of dealt with my Kaguya in a way. So I'm kind of hoping that the Zeraora is not going to outspeed me. Even with Sticky Webs, it does still outspeed me though, so it does turn out to be Choice Scarf because I should be able to outspeed Zeraora, I think, with my Celesteela when I had +4 speed, even though I'm paralyzed. So that's the only explanation. It's because I ran enough speed to outspeed Zeraora, I think max speed, and he definitely is Choice Scarf with the Volt Switch, so that's a pretty smart pick that he brought versus me. He brought in Tapu Bulu, and I decided to go in Serp because maybe I can just start subbing versus Tapu Bulu. Maybe he can't break my substitutes. He is packing Mega Horn, unfortunately misses right there. And Serperior is about to do some nasty things. We go for the Glare, and you already know when we go for the Glare and we're behind the substitutes. Ooh, it's going to be annoying to deal with Serperior. So he gets full parried right there, and I'm looking pretty good. The Serperior, sorry, I need some water, but the Serperior is packing the Pinch Berry. And with grassy terrain, oh man, I can just sub for days versus his team. Fishing for pairs as well with Glare. Everything's going to get paired by me. Camerupt is going to get paired because Glare affects that ground type as well. And actually it does pretty look like a really scary thing right now for him with Serperior. Like, it could really just sweep his team. Since his Tapu Bulu is really the only thing that can take Leaf Storms really well, and then I also have Dragon Pulse on the Serp as well. So Hydreigon's gonna get bothed by Serperior unless it's gonna be like really specially defensive, and I don't know, Soul Vest on top of that, because I'm gonna start boosting my special attack. So unfortunately he misses again right there. I mean, I'm taking this opportunity to just, you know, win the game with Serp. That's just how Serperior does it. That's how it wins games. So that's how it's really good too as well. That's just Pokemon. He does get full paired right there. So I'm pretty free to just go for another Leaf Storm. Luckily no misses with Leaf Storm. I do get a crit right here, but I don't think it mattered since the last one did a lot, and I rose my special attack after that with the contrary ability, so I should be able to knock him out. And now in comes their Aura, which is Choice Scarf, so it should outspeed me. And if he does want to stay in, I can knock him out with a Dragon Pulse. I didn't want to go for Leaf Storm because I'm running out of PP for Leaf Storm, and on top of that, I could miss, and I don't want to miss. So he does Volt Switch, doesn't break my sub, and goes into Hydreigon. And I get to knock out the Hydreigon, which is awesome. I guess he was hoping that I'd probably go for Leaf Storm right there, and Hydreigon can take it, but I didn't want to miss versus Zero Aura, really. And I think Dragon Pulse should be able to knock out the Zero Aura from the range it was at. And it's awesome because Zero Aura is really getting weakened from the Stealth Rocks as well, so maybe somehow Serperior gets knocked out, Suicune can maybe knock it out with a Scald or something like that. So he Volt Switches over here. I went for a Substitute because I thought maybe he would break my Substitute with the Volt Switch right there, but I didn't expect it to not break my Substitute, so I was like, oh, okay. So in comes Darkness, his Kartana, and it actually does outspeed me, so I was like, ah, okay. So he brought Scarf Kartana as well. I didn't run enough speed to outspeed Scarf Kartana with Sticky Webs. The Serp, but I did bring a decent amount of speed. I forgot like how much speed I brought to outspeed something, but I think I brought enough speed to outspeed Hydreigon, yeah. Just in case he brought max speed Hydreigon. So that broke my Substitute, which is really good for him because he gets to go into his Scarf Zero Aura and go for the Fire Punch and get rid of that Serperior. So no Serperior sweep today, but it did do enough work to where Suicune can maybe finish off the game, because this is sub Suicune and he's locked into Fire Punch since he is Choice Scarfed, so I can just go for a safe Substitute over here, and he's pretty much locked in Fire Punch, so he has to go into Camerupt, and that's why luckily he didn't bring Toxapex. But even if he did bring Toxapex, I might be able to just pressure stall it, because Toxapex, I don't know how it would break my Substitute, and I would probably fish for a Scald Burn versus it, and yeah, I mean, even Ice Beam and Scald have a lot of PP, and he'd be wasting a lot of PP, but I don't know. Toxapex does have a lot of PP with Haze, so if you brought that, that could be annoying as well. But then I had also Uxie in the back with Psychic, and could also take hits from Zero Aura, so even if he did bring Toxapex instead of Camerupt, I could probably still win the game with Uxie, since Psychic will do a lot to the Toxapex, and then I could live hits from Zero Aura since I brought a really defensive Uxie, and I'd probably just knock it out. But unfortunately for him, the Suicune is going to finish off the game over here, because Suicune is bulky enough to take Plasma Fist, since I brought a max HP set, a lot of bulk on it as well. Suicune is just nasty, even with Sticky Webs. You wouldn't expect it to be good in Sticky Webs. And yeah, it's pretty much GG versus Aaron. So unfortunately for him, he got really haxed. I got a little haxed as well by a Thunder Para, but he got haxed a lot more from those full Paras and dodging the Mega Horns. But hey, I took the opportunity. It was presented to me, and I just, you know, I'm gonna take the win. I didn't expect it to go down like that, to be honest, but nice. Serperior does what it does best: hacking components with glare and just subbing. That's what it does, really, even in the OE tier. So next game we got, I don't have his draft. I think it's because he got replaced, Rick over here, but he's part of the BRE draft league, the Brejex, I think. Also, after each week, let me show you guys this. We can see who won the games, and PGBL beat the BBL because in total we have to count the differential and our wins as well. And we have 4 wins, they had 3 wins, so we win that week. And we actually had the same differential as well, so 10-10, so we get 1 point for our draft. And whoever has the most gets to be in the playoffs. 4 teams get to be in the playoffs. And whoever has the best record gets to be in it. So far we won week 1. Pretty nice. Very close as well. Just one lose away, we probably would have been out of it from week 1. It's not elimination or anything like that, but it just would suck to lose week 1, you know. So there's that. And I guess I could show you his team that he brought versus me as well, Aaron's. I think I have it here. And it's a pretty well built draft, or you know, team he brought versus me. Right here. He brought Uxie with Rocks, U-Turn, Psychic Thunder. That Thunder came in clutch. And he brought it mainly probably for Mega Metacham. He also had the Aya Papa Berry as well. So that would have been pretty bad if Celesteal didn't knock out Uxie, because then he just regains all that HP with Aya Papa Berry. So that would suck. And he actually brought max HP, max special attack, Camerupt with Substitute. So that could be pretty scary with Nature Power. Nature Power changes based on the terrain, so it will turn into Energy Ball when the grass terrain is up. And Suicune will get bopped by that, so 200 IQ from him. He brought Scarf with Kartana, like we already saw, outsped my Serperior even after webs, just 4 attacks. Pretty devastating Pokemon. Glad that I just knocked that out with Serp. And Tapu Bulu as well. Tapu Bulu plus Kartana, man, very scary core, because you just get that guy straight up, then Kartana cooks Leaf Blade. But yeah, Tapu Bulu was just pretty defensive with a little adamant nature. Horn Leech, Mega Horn, Nature's mad at Sleep Seat, so that's why he couldn't break my substitute. And he had to go for Mega Horns. He didn't bring Wood Hammer or anything, or Superpower. He had Horn Leech, and I don't think that would knock out Serp's sub. Maybe it could, but I was running a pretty bulky Serp. And he brought Defog Hydreigon, so he probably really wanted to defog versus my Rocks and Webs, but he just didn't find the opportunity to do it, since especially, you know, Celesteela was probably going to set up versus him, even though he can taunt it, but autotomize. Like, he didn't have the opportunity to bring in Hydreigon before I could autotomize. And then Serp could probably just Leaf Storm Dragon Pulse versus Hydreigon and Galarian too, but he could maybe stop me from like subbing at least once with the taunt. And then yeah, just Scarf Zeraora with Adamant Nature, and surprised me because I didn't think he would bring Adamant Nature Volt Switch, but it did. He did, and that's why I was hoping that maybe I could substitute versus his second Volt Switch. So I thought maybe he would bring like special attacking moves with the Zeraora with knockoff, but it makes sense since Plasma Fist, nice spammable move versus me with Fire Punch as well. So that's the team he brought. And now let's get into this second game over here. So this second game, let me show you the team that I'm bringing. Actually, I forgot to do that real quick versus him. So yeah, like I said, I don't have his draft. I don't know. I think it's because he got replaced. But yeah, this is the team that I'm bringing versus him. I'm bringing a max defense Uxie, Colberberry, Electrike, which is pretty nice. It's because I think he had a really good electric type, Rotom Heat, for example, but it could trick me. And I think he had something else. I forgot. Maybe it was like Coco, because Coco, this thing is a pretty good, nice check for Coco, and it just takes hits as well. Max defense, well, almost max defense, a lot of special defense, plus defense nature, rest, sleep talk, super fang, discharge. Max defense Suicune, Calm Mind, rest talk with Scald. Looked pretty nice versus him since he has a lot of physical attackers, and maybe I can Calm Mind up, and hopefully he doesn't trick me with Rotom. I brought Rock Named Z Celesteela since he has that Rotom and Earthquake, Heavy Slam, Autotomize. Pretty good coverage versus him, I remember. Does a lot to his team. I brought a pretty bulky Quiver Dance for Bombi with Hidden Power Ground and Moonblast, so hopefully I can do some work with that. No coverage for the Rotom because I wanted Hidden Power Ground for the Metagross that he's bringing. And he had something else I forgot that I wanted coverage for. And I don't want to bring Hidden Power Fire as well, because Hidden Power Ground also hit something else. And then King, I brought Scarf with special attacking moves, Ice Beam, Sludge Wave, Surf, and Earth Power. Probably should have brought a physical set, you'll see why though. But yeah, that's the team that I'm bringing versus him. Now let's get into the battle. So, looking at what he brought, Meganium is a pretty nice pick. I liked it versus me because he can Leech Seed pretty nicely, since I didn't bring Serperior this game. But the plan is to hopefully weaken his team for Celesteela to go in, because Rock MZ will KO that Rotom, Earthquake Metagross, Heavy Slam Sylveon, Heavy Slam Latios, Heavy Slam Terrakion, and hopefully weaken the Meganium for it. And Rabawi looks actually pretty nice with Quiver Dance. I can raise my speed and outspeed everything, unless he has Bullet Punch Metagross, that could suck. And also he has Calm Mind Latias, Suicune should do a lot. So with that being said, let's get on with it. So, I lead off over here with Uxie, since Uxie is my rocker. It's pretty bulky. I wanted to get rocks up versus him ASAP, just damage that Rotom, just damage his team as much as possible. He actually let off Meganium, so I was like, okay, interesting. He leads off and gets the Leech Seed off versus me. So I'm not too sure what his set would be. I think Meganium usually just runs screens, so he could be just running screens Meganium. But I just U-turn on out, so I don't have to stay in here and just Psychic him. I'm bringing Nidoking as he does pack the Light Screen, so probably I was thinking Light Clay Meganium, but he is leftovers, so that's actually pretty good for me because I don't want to deal with Light Clay screens. So I switch out over here because I thought that maybe he'd be scared out by Nidoking, by a Sludge Wave. I thought maybe he'd want to go into like Metagross or something like that. But I wish I kind of ran like a fire move because that covers both of them. But he could have brought like Lottie as well. I think did I bring a fire move with my Nidoking? No, I didn't. I brought Surf. Because Surf had good coverage versus him with the Rotom Heats and the Terrakion. But yeah, I brought Electrike in versus this Meganium because I can Super Fang it and maybe get a pair on it as well. Discharge. He doesn't have too good switches to Electrike. Like I could Super Fang the Rotom, I could discharge everything else and maybe get a pair on it. I'm not too worried about Leech Seeds as well, but I mean, I am getting weakened and I wanted Electrike a little healthy for his team to just take hits because I don't want to rest, and then fish for Sleep Talks, discharges, or Super Fangs. I'd rather keep it pretty healthy to take hits. And it's always nice to just discharge his entire team, pair it to make it nice and slow and try and get some full pairs. So I brought in a Nidoking on the Meganium. He actually is packing Body Slam, so luckily I didn't get paired right there because he could have 30% chance paired me right there with Body Slam, but luckily it didn't happen. I go for a safe Sludge Wave as he switches into the Metagross, so pretty nice play. He probably knew I didn't have Fire Move because he thought maybe I'd go for it the last time, but I bring an Electrike on the Metagross because I expect either like Earthquake or Rocks. I could take everything from Metagross, even a Meteor Mash since I do resist it. I could take a Zen Headbutt probably, and I could probably rest on it as well. So I just go for Super Fang as in comes Meganium. Maybe I get 2-hit killed by Zen Headbutt, I don't know. He'd have to be running like Life Orb, Adamant Bands or something like that to maybe 2-shot. But I don't even know if he'd run that versus me, maybe. But he went for Earthquake regardless, and then he brought a Meganium. And then I brought in Nidoking to go for another Sludge Wave, just making a safe play again. I don't want to overpredict or anything like that just yet. So he does sack the Meganium right there, so probably expecting me to go for Earth Power right there, cause since he showed Metagross as the last switch in. So now in comes the Latios. I got my max HP, I think, yeah, max HP Rabombi over here to take hits from this Mega Latios, even though Mega Latios is a massive threat with special attack. It does a lot of damage from non-stab moves with Ice Beam over here. It does over half. But I did bring Leftovers and Roost, so yeah, Rabombi is my check to Latios, other than like maybe trying to pair it. If this Mega Latios is Calm Mind, though, it could just be GG, unless I get hacks on it. So I just go for a Roost. He does go for another Ice Beam, probably just seeing if I'm gonna Roost again, or maybe he's faster, maybe he thinks that I'm slow or something like that. If I went for Moonblast, it'd be nice damage versus him though. So I go for a Quiver Dance over here. Probably shouldn't have done that because he still has the Metagross. I don't know why I did that. I was just thinking that maybe I could win the game over here because maybe he would over-predict and maybe he would go for Rocks over here, but he has Bullet Punch and there goes my Rabombi, one of my best checks to that Latios. But I was like, okay, maybe now I can bring in Suicune and start Calm Minding and, sweep his team. But probably should have brought a Vincoon instead of a Crocoon. Vincoon is the Protect Substitute set, which mainly pressure stalls. This is the Crocoon set, which pretty much max defense, rest, sleep talk, like I showed the team. And yeah, this Mega Latios is gonna roost up as I go for a Calm Mind, and it's gonna be turning out to be Calm Mind of its own. So I'm like, uh-oh, this is not good. So once I saw that, I was like, I don't think I could beat this now since I lost my Rabombi. I just go for a Scald because I thought maybe I could, get a burn over here, but actually looking back at it, getting a burn on him is not that good. Not that good, because I'd rather parry him. And I think I had Thunder Wave on Uxie. Let me just double check. Did I have Thunder Wave? Yeah, I had Thunder Wave on Uxie, so I should have went Uxie over here and Thunder Wave with him. That would have just shut down that Mega Lati, because then my team would be faster, and yeah, it would just be a lot easier to deal with. So I go on Electric over here as he Calm Minds again. I think I Calm Minded Suicune one time right there, kind of choking a little bit. I should have switched out before instead of just Calm Minding at all. because I'm not going to be able to deal with Latios when it Calm Minds, because my Scalds are not going to do anything. He could have Thunderbolt or Side Shock, so I was hoping that maybe I can get a Super Fang off so that I can deal with it, but nope, no damage for me. So I go to Celestial to see if he is going to be packing Thunderbolt, because if he is packing Thunderbolt, then Celestial will die, but if he's packing Side Shock with Ice Beam, then maybe Celestial can live and deal with it. So he is packing Thunderbolt as I brought in Nidoking, and that's really unfortunate for me. But he actually goes for Calm Mind over here as I go for an Ice Beam, which really surprised me. I thought that he would just attack me right there with Ice Beam, but I think he said he misclicked maybe, or maybe he thought that I was slower than him, so he just wanted to Calm Mind up. But that is fishing for crits right here. I don't get it, and I don't knock him out. So I was so close. Ah, man, he was just so close to getting knocked out by Ice Beam. Why didn't I just run a physical Ice Punch? I think if I ran that, I would have probably just knocked him out right there. Unfortunate for me, because Ice Punch is still boosted by Sheer Force since it does have a secondary effect move. And Ice Beam doesn't knock him out because, you know, he had all that special defense boost. So I'm just fishing for crits right here. He's just recovering to enough HP so he can be comfortable to take hits from my team. And yeah, I just have nothing for this Mega Latios. I just didn't play too well versus it. I lost my Rabombi as well. I just kind of felt a little cheeky when I got my Quiver Dance. I don't know why, but yeah, it is what it is. It just didn't pop in my head that Mega Latios would be Calm Minding up, and yeah, I don't know. I didn't think he would actually have Calm Mind, but it's really good versus my team on paper. And getting that burn on it really sucked. I should have just went to Uxie and Thunder Waved it as well. So I'm just trying to get as much damage on him as possible with U-turn, but it's just over. I mean, it's almost over. It's like 2 more turns, 3 more turns. He's just gonna knock me out over here with Thunderbolt. Goodbye. And then I think all I have left is Uxie, and he just one-shots me with Ice Beam. But I think he roost first for no reason, but I don't know. Maybe he thought that somehow I'd get a crit with the U-turn, but I mean, maybe he thought that I'd live Ice Beam or something, and then I have like the Papa Berry and I'd live and recover enough HP, but he had so much other Pokemon in the back that it doesn't matter. But I guess it does matter if he does want to get the differential, and he does get the 5-0 versus me. So pretty not a good look for week 5 right there. Pretty messed up badly, but there's still, after this, I think 6 more weeks, something like that. I don't know. I gotta look at the doc. But there's a lot more weeks left since this is the first 2 weeks. So, yeah, I think there is 7 more weeks after this. So a lot more, you know, ways to pick my self back up from this loss. And actually, a lot of my team lost this week as well, week 2. You can see that only one of us won versus the BRE Draft League. 6 of them got a win versus us. Only Super Salmons 9 got the win versus them. And I got the worst record that week, 5-0. Oof. I just played badly. So after that one, it kind of woke me up. I was like, okay, wake up, Viz. Take this a little more seriously. Because I was just like playing around. I was just like, yeah, I'll just bring some stuff and maybe it'll be easy. But this one was a little wake-up call. So you'll see. You'll see. I'll pick it back up. Spoiler alert, I'll pick it back up. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the draft leagues today. 2 of them today, and I don't know when I'll upload the 3rd week, maybe 4th week too, in one video. But stay tuned. So leave a like if you did enjoy. Comment down below what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace, peace.